92.3 Amp Radio.
The new 92.3 Amp Radio with Shoboy in the morning. Happy Friday, que rico. We have a very special guest for you today that we all love, first and foremost, because she is a beautiful human being inside and out.
So true.
Second, an amazing artist. And number three, straight up represents New York, baby.
Very true.
Alicia Keys. Give it up for Alicia Keys.
Straight up represent New York.
I love it.
So excited to have you here.
I'm so glad to be here with you. We're like in the subway.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We're in a train in New York.
Absolutely. That's the best way.
We're
right?
killing it. It's so good. I'm so glad to be here.
So much going on in your life. Great things. So many blessings. Your new album just dropped here. You can get it now. It's called Here. We're going to play a little drinking game. Anytime you hear us say here, you got to take a drink.
Okay. No, because that's going to happen a lot.
Wasted.
You don't mean to, and next thing you know, like everything is here.
Orange juice or coffee, whatever you're drinking right now. We're not like trying to get you lit this early in the morning.
Right. Take it easy. You got to get through the whole day. It's Friday.
Yes.
You know, it's a good day.
Yes.
You can feel the energy. I can feel the energy. Here.
Here.
Now.
Take a shot.
Last night, your Times Square special was absolutely amazing. You had a couple friends there with you. Nas, Jay-Z, Questlove. What would you say?
She's going back there right now.
Yeah, no, did you see me transport?
Yes.
You really just did.
I was going nuts. I couldn't believe here I am, you know, a New York City girl, and I was able to perform an entire show in the middle of Times Square with everybody from anywhere in the city able to come and like be a part of it, with the visuals that I imagine that are all a part of the record and the album on the buildings. This was the part that killed me, especially when we did Empire, which was like, I knew that was going to be the moment.
Yeah.
And they turned the buildings on the buildings like the other way. So you're looking at the building, but it's panning down a picture of a building. If you saw it and you felt me, and I was going crazy. So I'm back.
And that's got to mean the world to you, to anybody really, to perform in Times Square. But, you know, born in Hell's Kitchen, Harlem raised.
Yeah.
To be growing up in that and walking through Times Square and just, you know, because you got to walk through it.
Right.
And next
all
thing you
the
know,
time.
you're performing there, you know?
No, I'm telling you.
What was the most memorable moment for you from that performance at Times Square, would you say? Or a cool story, whether it be funny or heartwarming, that you're just like...
First of all, I just felt kind of like I was super, super geeking out. Like heavy. You know, so every so often I just be like, hold on. Just hold on a second. Can I just take 1 second to just take this all in? I just needed, because I felt like it was going to be over and then it's going to be tomorrow and it was going to be a dream. You know what I mean? So anyway, but having John Mayer, because John Mayer was on the show too, and the way he plays guitar is so ridiculous. There was so much music in my head that my head almost blew off. Like I think my head almost blew off.
I'm glad it didn't, though.
No, I'm good, though.
Because we need you, girl. We need you here. We need you here.
Shots on it. I got that.
Speaking about the album here, there is something that I love, the fact that you wrote a letter to all your fans on your webpage.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like to dive into that and to give us a little more depth and grasp of this album. But you wrote something along like this. It says, fam. I like that you call them fam. Familia. We use it here all the time. Familia, right? It says, I've arrived here. Here, drink. A place where I'm willing to truthfully look at myself in the mirror and to also see the reality of who we have become in this world, the good, the ugly, and the light. Please take us to that moment where you said, you know what? Now I can look at myself in the mirror and be completely real and honest. When did that come to you before we actually talk about the album?
That's dope. That's a great question. You know, I think that has been a process. You know, it's a process for all of us. We all go through our own process. Yours will not be like mine. Mine will not be like yours. But I think we could celebrate the fact that we're going through it, right? So it's been a process. And what I remember is that I remember a moment when I looked at myself and I did not know who I was.
That's a scary time, right?
You know
that
what I
kind of
mean?
just checks you for a second, and you have to be like, I don't know what to do to get back to that place where I was comfortable in my skin.
Yes.
So then what's the move for you at that point to transition into such a powerful place now?
So I think, you know, so recognizing, so who was I? I didn't know who I was. Who was I? Not that I was not myself, or not that I, you know, was some drastically changed thing, or there was even some horrible thing going on, but I was realizing, where's that girl that used to just be like, I don't like that? Where's that girl that used to just be like, you might not, this is what I think. As opposed to being like, well, let me think about how I can say it so that everybody else won't be offended by the way that it became like this crazy, weird censorship that I was having with myself. Okay. And that was really not allowing me to access like who I am and what do I feel and what am I enraged about? What am I outraged about? It even became a point where I was like, it's okay. It's all gonna be good, and that's good. I like nothing wrong with positivity. Yeah. Nothing wrong with like knowing that things are gonna be all right. It's true. We all need that too, but kind of in a way that was just too much, like not real.
Yeah.
Not real.
Absolutely. And
you know what I mean?
And then you can finally say like, this is how I feel. This is how I think, and with all due respect. But if everybody else is kind of saying what they think and say, why can't I?
Exactly. Exactly. And I think that so it was just that, I think, so to your question, so then what, right? Yeah. So then what? I think the first point was just really important for that to happen so that I could recognize, because I didn't know that I was that person. I was like, I'm just, I'm Alicia and I'm sweet. And I'm like, ew. Like, that's so annoying. You're so annoying right now. Like, what do you think?
This is Alicia speaking to Alicia.
Feel?
Yeah.
Exactly. So then that was just, I think the recognition made a big deal, made a big impact. And then from there, actually, honestly, the next thing I did, which this might be helpful for you or it might not, I actually wrote a list of all the things that I was like annoyed about. I was like, the first thing was on my list, I was annoyed at myself. I was like, I'm annoyed that you feel like you can't just like honestly and just be clear about what you feel, that you're so concerned about what everybody might think or take from it or who's going to be offended by that you can't even like say your truth. Right. I'm annoyed with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like somebody is like smothering your voice and then you're doing it to yourself.
Yes. Yeah. So I did that. I wrote a list.
There it is.
That was big for me, that list, because like I think if you can write that, then you know what you don't want.
Right.
And you can identify, man, you know what I want to do more of? I want to do more of like whatever that might be. So that was a good kind of turning point for me. And then it kept going from there.
At what point did that happen, that list writing? Like, at what point in your life?
It's been a minute, that
okay.
list.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, that list was at least 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
So
that's still kind of recent, though, for you to say, I'm annoyed with you, Alicia, after all the things you've accomplished and people dream of, you know?
That's so true.
Yeah, and just, because I feel like, you especially, just in the world, period, to get to know yourself and to get to know, like, who you are and what you feel, I think the thing that I realize the most of is how much we depend on, can't talk about, everyone's different, but I depended on other people's opinion and other people's like approval, like, all right, okay, this feels good to me, I like this, do you like this? And then if that person said they don't like it, then wait, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
You second guess everything, especially with you, I would imagine, because you're in the spotlight, you're front and center, so everybody's got an opinion. And even if you just have a couple people telling you one thing, that's one thing, but you've got so many other people, like, that's a big mind F.
It is a big mind F, and I needed to un-F myself.
There you go. That's the tweet. I needed to
un-F myself.
I can say it. Tweet that out right now.
So that was a big part of it. Just kind of realizing how many things how many things you think are your own, how many thoughts you think are your own, but they're really other people's thoughts. And so to start really cultivating, what are your thoughts and how do you feel?
And I gotta say, that's why this album is so amazing, because if you think about it, yes, we've heard amazing things from Alicia Keys, but this album is basically uncensored.
This is uncensored.
It's not, I hope she wasn't like, yo, do you like this or not? She's like, yo, this is what I got on my heart, this is what I got on my mind, and I need you to hear it. And that's what I love about it. Look how excited
about
she
it.
No, I'm proud of myself.
Yes.
You should be proud of yourself.
This is like a real big moment for me, because I think even as an artist, a lot of times as artists, we're not necessarily encouraged to like go out on a limb. Artists are encouraged, like, can you kind of fit into the box where we can make sure that we know how to market you and like make you accessible and profitable? And,
right.
It's like, and of course it's a business. It's a business between music and commerce. So of course we get it. But to actually have honored my artistic vision, like clearly 1000%, no bending, no switching, no shifting, no smushing, no nothing, 100%. Here's me, here's my thoughts, here's how I feel, here's the music, here's how it sounds. Boom!
Here!
And it's here.
1, 2, 3, here! I know it.
It's really interesting to hear you say that, though, as she's jumping up and down.
I'm really
Just
excited.
wake up from now on, and
really
like the first thing
excited.
you do, run to your mirror in your bathroom and just scream up and jumping down. Yeah!
Yes.
And just remember Alicia Keys.
That's how you can
Please
start
do
the
that for
day.
me, please.
But to hear you say all of those things, I never thought of you as an artist that did compromise in that way. I always felt like you were very authentic and real. Like even when you came out with songs in A minor, like, you know, at that very moment, I heard you and I was like, dang, this girl is different. And so for you to talk about this album in such an excited way that you're saying it's so different than everything else you've ever done, I mean, the anticipation of what to expect, like I understand that your message is very raw in this. But as far as musically and the sound, I mean, that's still you.
So first, let me definitely say, like, with that 1,000%, I've always been at the driver's seat of my creative expression. That is accurate. I think that as a whole body of work, though, there's surely been time like, you know, I do kind of need this song. You know, which is natural. That's a part of kind of creating. You're like, do I have enough variety to cover all the spectrum of the things that you need to reach as many people as you want to reach? Now, then when I created those songs, it was 100% authentically me at that time.
Right.
But this is just a different approach. It's like much more urgent. It's much more, you know, uncensored, like we said, raw. But it's also what people have been saying, which I'm loving, kind of is my return to songs in A minor in a way. Just
Love
because
that
that
album.
girl was like, what did she know? She didn't know. There was no, like, she didn't know what was this, what was the right way to do it, the wrong way. She had no idea, me, at that time. And so what I created was just like, here's who I am, straight off the street. This is my thoughts. And so that energy is like really captured here, but to the next level, because now I have the experience and all that.
Thank you
Alicia
for
Keys.
having the courage to do that. And
Thank
all you've
you.
done throughout your careers and through your philanthropy and activism is empower us to go for it, to go what we believe is we're called to be. We're all gifted in certain areas. So let's use the gifts for good and to help each other out.
Definitely.
With all that you said about the music industry and how sometimes you get pushed or forced maybe at times to be somebody you're not, really, it's a family affair right now. So it's Beats.
Yeah,
And then
it is.
now your
It is a
husband, and
family
then
affair.
your son at the age of 5 producing for Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I remember I was like,
my
I was
mind.
stoked at age 5. I was like, finally potty trained. And then here's your son producing records. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you say to your son who's coming into this full blast?
Yeah.
So he doesn't fall into that potentially, or do you let him fall into
Oh
it?
man, you know what? That's a deep question. I had a moment with my son the other day.
Okay.
All right, so I have this piece that's a companion piece to the album, and it's what I'm calling it is a visual prelude because it shows you the New York I grew up in, which I'm sure y'all are going to be very familiar with. So it's called The Gospel.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
yes.
Okay.
Tribeca Film Festival. That was dope.
Yeah, exactly. So now you can see it everywhere. You can go look for it, and it really will set you up for what the album feels like. Anyway, in the gospel, the question is asked, what do you wish someone would have told you as a child? And so that's just like kind of an ill question to ponder.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to you about what would I teach my son that, you know, so he doesn't kind of fall into the things I fell in. The other day, quick story, my son, you know, and his older brother, they, you know, older brothers, and they're always like trying to outdo the other one, and we're playing like frisbee, and he's like busting them out the way and catching it. And so my 6-year-old was like, slowly but surely, he just got real frustrated. He just got so upset, right? So he takes the frisbee, he throws the frisbee, and he was super angry. And I was like, hey, easy. It's just a game. It's okay. And after I said that, I said, I don't want to say that to him anymore. I know this sounds weird, but come with me for a second.
All right.
I said, if he's angry, let him be angry. Be like, I know you're angry. Be angry. Let's all scream. Ah! Let's get it out and be angry, and then let's go back and play. Because I think so many times, if there was something I wish someone taught me as a child, don't hold back all of your emotions. If you're angry and you're pissed and you're irritated, be angry, pissed, and irritated. Access that emotion so you know what it feels like, and then you can move past it. But this whole thing where we're supposed to like, no, you're not, don't get mad, don't get angry, hold it in. It's not real. So those are the things I want to help him connect to.
How do you differentiate, because the family and even your kids are now getting involved in the music industry, how are you different with your family when you guys are doing music And then how are you when you guys are just trying to be a family?
Well, so the Egypt thing is definitely, and actually our oldest son, Nas, is like kind of getting ill on production too.
Okay. And how old is Nas?
And Nas he's actually just turned 16.
Okay.
And so that's Swiss's first son, and he's nuts. He's super nuts. And then our middle one is starting, like, he'll be like, look, Umi, I made this. And I'm like, what's going on with everybody in this house? Playing guitar and all this. And so it's really,
cool,
it's pretty awesome to see them inspired by it. But I think most of the time it's very natural. It's very natural. Even with Egypt and the Kendrick thing, he kind of just woke up one day and he was like, bing, 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 bing. He was actually beatboxing. I was like, what is that? He was like, oh, that's the new song for Kung Fu Panda 4. I was like, there is no Kung Fu Panda 4. Go pick that out on the piano. And that's how he started to like craft that thing.
My jaw's dropped right now because I'm sitting here thinking about this. The gift that you guys have passed down to your kids, like this is normal in your house, but to anybody else, this is like, whoa. Do you think that you guys would ever like come together and do something like
The Jackson 5?
Yeah, like maybe just like even one. I mean, you've got a full house full of these like musically inclined people.
I actually have to say, I am very, very impressed with Joe Jackson for figuring out how to pull his family together like that, because I can't even figure out where to start. Like, when are we rehearsing? What are we rehearsing? How are we figuring that out? I don't even get it. So although there's times when we'll kind of joke about it, like, oh, he'll play guitar, he'll play piano, but we never quite get there. So.
Well, if you guys need to adopt anybody, just let a brother know. You know what I'm saying?
What would you play?
I'm just gonna dance.
Okay,
That's
cool.
all I can do.
That's good. That's what we want. We need a dancer.
There we go.
I'll sing backup. There you go.
I know it. It's a family affair. And I know that you've done such a great job along with Swiss. One of your songs is called Blended Family.
Yes.
And I mean, now we say, oh, they come from a traditional family, but really, the majority of the families now are blended.
Yes.
Meaning that, you know, the husband may have kids from a previous marriage and start all over, et cetera, or vice versa.
Exactly.
And what do you think has been the key to try to make it work and ultimately make it about the kids and nobody else?
Yeah, and actually we've been very successful with that, and I'm so proud of us. I'm proud of that. And I think the key to that is just love, right? And like uplifting each other and really just like taking time to get to know each other and build and conversate and talk and listen. You know what I mean? I think we do a lot of talking sometimes and not enough listening.
Yeah.
And that's been really cool too. So you know, Blended Family is like one of my favorite songs on the record. And I love when you see the video, I think you're gonna really love it too. But it's also like, what is the modern day family? What does that look like? The modern day family can be two mothers and their children. It can be two different people from two different religious backgrounds that actually are connecting. It can be an Asian mother and a black father and their kids. It could be two dads and a mom. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It can be blended out.
You know what I mean? It's
world.
like, and as you described, like my family, it can be all of us together, a family unit. So it's dope. I love that song.
I love that song because especially it's like you're almost writing it to your son.
Exactly.
Right? So, and I love that because my wife and I are expecting our first baby girl. Our first baby period. Thank you. She's 8 months, and then every once in a while she'll send me texts.
Right.
But the texts are coming from my daughter who's in her womb.
Oh, right.
And I immediately start crying.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Thank you. Did Swiss get any of your pregnancy symptoms times 10? Because like I'm way more emotional than my wife, and I eat way more than my wife.
Definitely.
What were some of his symptoms that when you were pregnant?
Like he
that your
was
husband would get?
super sleepy. He was like, so tired right now. Why am I so tired? I said, why are you so tired, actually?
You're not carrying it
I'm
around.
tired. So it's so true. And the food thing, too.
Yeah.
All of it. I think it's so cool, that process and that growth and that building and what y'all learn and go through together. It's so, and the first one is so, it's magic.
That's the one where we have all these pictures of. Second one, we don't know, but you know,
the second one,
whatever.
you like, get the food off the floor. Just eat the thing. All right, I'll talk to you later. Our second is so beautiful. His name is Genesis.
Yeah.
And but Genesis, like poor Genesis, man. He's like the last on the list. You know, he has to just wait.
But he's
Like
supposed to be the
Genesis.
first because his name's Genesis.
I know. Somehow it's in reverse.
Yeah.
Since he's the last child so far, I'm like, Genesis, you gotta just hang out 1 second, man. I'll be right back, right back. But he's cool. He knows how to handle it. These kids are incredible.
They sound like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You broke it down in an interview recently that we were on average live about 76 years.
Right.
You broke it down into how many days?
28,000.
28,000 days.
I feel like we're so mad at you for this because I'm like, oh my, it's messed with my head ever since I read this.
It is
You're like, what are you doing
tricky
with your 24 hours in a day? And coming from Alicia or like Jay-Z or Beyonce, it's like, it's not fair. You guys get 36 in a day. So
it does feel like that.
what is your ultimate message with that?
I just thought that was I was blown away because I never looked at life in days before. You know, you look at it in years.
Yeah, no.
You look at it in maybe even months, you
Or
know.
weeks or whatever. Yeah.
But like days, it sounds all of a sudden so short. So, and it is, right? Yeah. So anyway, it was just kind of like, it just was provoking me to recognize just how important every moment is and to just grab it, like take it, live it.
And we can feel it right now. Right here. You are enjoying this moment, enjoying your new album. And by the way, we love you on The Voice. I do have to ask you this, and please answer.
Okay.
Let's say you were a contestant on The Voice.
Right.
All three chairs are turning around. You got Adam Levine, Miley Cyrus, and Blake Shelton. Who do you choose
As my coach?
as your
Yep.
coach? And why?
Look.
Who's it gonna
She's
be?
gonna have a very diplomatic answer here.
No, I'm not being
Unfiltered. Remember,
diplomatic
she's not-
ever again.
Oh, yeah,
Ever
that's right.
again.
I'm
She's
sorry.
gonna
You're right. You're right.
They were like, damn, Alicia, be nice. Like I tell my son, be nice. It's ready to just eat you. But no, I'm not gonna tell him be nice anymore. Just be yourself.
That's it.
I think I might choose Miley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like one thing about Miley is that she really is a free spirit. You know, she really does. She does what she feels like she wants to say and do. And I think that she's very expressive. And she's actually also really, really kind. She's a really kind, loving spirit. Like she's a hippie. She's a straight up hippie. She's like peace, love, and she is actually. And I didn't realize that before. But I think that, and she's also has a really powerful voice, a really deep knowledge of music, which is so cool to learn. Every time I'm listening to what she's saying, I'm like, you kind of know some music around here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is so cool. And I think it would actually be an interesting thing to combine.
Absolutely. With Blake Shelton, I think you just end up at a bar somewhere. You know, like, you know what? Let's just go drink.
We're gonna be playing the here drinking game.
Right,
There it
oh,
is.
no, Blake.
And speaking of that, in 28,000 days that we have, if you were to make your last song, Alicia Keys, and you had to choose one artist
Gosh.
to collaborate with vocally,
Oh my, for the last song.
this is it. This is it. You're the one that brought up that when you got 28,000 days.
I don't want it to be it. Okay, but
Who's
if
that?
for some,
It can be a repeat, it can
Well-
be somebody you haven't.
well, it used to be Prince, but now that wouldn't happen. So could I pick some? No, it has to be someone who's
Alive.
Yes.
right. Man, where? I think I would do Lauryn Hill keeps coming up. I always wanted to do something with her. We never got a chance to do
That
anything yet.
would
Can you
be
please?
crazy.
I think that would be so fly. So that, I mean, that comes up, but who else would I like to do something with?
We're predicting the
that.
future at the
Like,
same time.
Who would y'all want me to do something
Putting
with?
it out
There you
there.
go, Nina. Who?
Do you feel like there'd be something that you'd be like, I wish that it would be a connection between.
Oh, now you put that out there. This
I know,
one's really
right?
hard for me.
This is hard.
It is hard,
It's actually
right?
a hard question.
Because I'm
It
kind
really
of
is.
obsessed with you. So, like, this would be a question that I would have,
like,
a
just you.
conversation that I would have
Right.
with my friends. Anyway, no, it's true. Alicia's got
Okay, I
me
know.
through some
I know who.
things. Who?
Who's that?
And it's going to happen.
Who?
There we go. Call it.
Me and Adele.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it here first.
All right.
Here.
There you go. Here.
Here.
Take a drink.
Why
Done.
Adele, Alicia?
I feel like we have a lot of similarities, and obviously we both are very strong on. I think she loves piano because you hear a lot of piano in her songs. Obviously, I love piano, and she has like a very beautiful, powerful kind of like honest voice, and I think it would be kind of a killer.
It would. She
it'd be
doesn't hold back either.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
So that would be good.
So that'd be like a killer, real like bang.
But you guys like screaming back and forth
We
at
might
each
be
other.
like,
You know what I mean? Like some serious like vocals,
It would be
singing.
killer vocals.
Okay.
And killer songs.
Yes.
Killer vocals, killer songs.
Thank you, Alicia. We appreciate your time.
really thinking.
We love you. We just want to keep hanging out with you
I know
and
we
just
are.
stay with you.
Yeah,
So,
so
remember
good.
that Adele song will drop soon. We're just claiming it, and also
Exactly.
the family group song as well.
Talk about it. The Jackson 5
Yeah,
redefined.
The
The
Keys
Dean
Beats,
5.
the Keys Beats 5.
Right. The Keys Beats 5.
The Keys Beats. Anything else that you would like to say to your fans, the people that love you and support you every day?
Man, just so love to you listening. Thank you so much for your support and for your love and for the way that you respond to me. It's been really encouraging and inspiring for me to continue to find my truth, and you share with me like what your truth is. It means so much to me. Can't wait for you to be killing, rocking, listening to hear. I feel like we're gonna have a lot to talk about this week. So
Absolutely.
lots of love and just keep shining.
Have fun
And
tomorrow
go
at the
vote.
Apollo.
And go vote.
And definitely
Oh,
go
yeah,
vote
vote.
Tuesday.
Yes, go vote Tuesday.
Be here
Yeah.
at the voting poll.
Shots.
Yes, shots. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for encouraging and empowering so many that you sometimes maybe don't even know. But
appreciate that.
just know that you are. And we love you and your family. Many blessings to you.
This is so good.
And we're here with Alicia Keys.
Bam.
Thank you, familia, on Shoboy in the Morning, the new 92.3 AMP Radio.
That was so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
that.